Hello, my name is Postiage and welcome to this week's gaming news. In today's show, Nintendo Switch online service delayed, YouTube is being stupid, Valve says goodbye to Greenlight, and of course at the end of all that I'll do a roundup of EA's E3 press conference. Let's start right off with the Nintendo Switch online service being delayed until 2018. Nintendo reported this on their own website. Nintendo, however, provided no official statement on the matter. The Switch online service will feature online lobbying and voice chat. Until the server officially launches, everyone will be able to make use of 4 features: online gameplay, online lobby and voice chat, classic game selection, and Nintendo eShop deals. The subscription tiers are as following. 1 month of subscription will cost $3.99, 3 months will set you back $7.99, and a whole year, 12 months, will cost you $19.99. I really don't get why console companies insist on creating subscriptions for the most basic of things. Seriously, you need to pay a subscription to make use of voice chat? Or even to get access to what I think are discounts in the store? Paying to receive a discount doesn't mean you get a discount. And then there's a classic game selection, which seems to be you pick an ancient NES game to play. Yes, you play a game from 20 years ago. So for all of these most basic features, you will have to shell out $4 a month. It may not sound like much, but come on, you can do all of that for free. I can't help but see this as yet another move of Nintendo that just doesn't understand how to do online. It's always been painfully obvious that Nintendo doesn't understand this thing called online with their creator program, and aggressively taking down any video containing their games, or just demonetizing them, or even the fact that you've had to use friend codes for years until they decided that a long random string of characters isn't the easiest thing for consumers to share with each other. I seriously hope no one will subscribe to the service, because this seems like really bad value for your money. Next up, YouTube being stupid. YouTube has clarified some of its guidelines regarding monetization in a statement to Polygon. They said, "The only type of video that could potentially suffer are montages of gratuitous violence and death." This is so vague. Gratuitous violence and death? Would this mean that if you're playing a horror game and you look at a corpse, you're already not eligible to monetize your video? That just sounds stupid. What are like the real limits? Like, what is too much violence? And the other guideline of death? What exactly is, like, where is the line of death being not good enough or good? Because when you frag someone in a game, you could also see that as someone dying. So that's also a montage of death. So, well, let's just take a hypothetical example. Would a frag highlight, so pretty much a montage of death, would that not be eligible for ad revenue anymore? It's just so vague. I wish YouTube would be like really clear with people. Like, this is bad, this is good. If they just did that, everything would be fine. Now for some positivity. Valve has shut down Greenlight submissions and has announced that Steam Direct will launch on the 13th of June. Steam announced this in a Steam community post. Steam details that they will no longer accept submissions to Greenlight and all voting has been disabled. Up until the 13th, a team at Valve will be looking at the 3,400 plus submissions and reviewing them whether they will be allowed on Steam. The team will do this for all titles Steam has confidence in. If by the 13th your game has not been allowed on the platform, then the submitter will be eligible for a refund of the $100 fee they had to pay to get on the platform. Valve also went into the process of Steam Direct. A developer will have to fill in some paperwork, which includes entering bank and tax information, including an identity check. The $100 fee is returned to the developer if the game has sold $1,000 worth of copies. Valve also will be checking all titles whether they are what they claim to be prior to releasing them on the Steam platform. I am really happy Steam is finally releasing a successor to Greenlight, as Greenlight was plagued with fraudulent votes, shady groups and a lot of asset flips. It seems that with Steam Direct, Valve is taking an active approach to quality control, what gets onto their store front, and which, in my opinion, is a very good development. Because with Greenlight, some absolute shit has made it onto the store, and some of these absolutely terrible games have even made it to headlights, which, while they provide some press for Valve, it's not the kind of press they want. Steam Direct seems to be much more controlled by Valve than Greenlight ever was. I hope this will stop the flow of asset flips and just plain shitty lazy games from reaching Steam. This would also mean we'll be able to find more quality games instead of having to search for a needle in the haystack. Finally, let's round up by talking about EA's E3 press conference. EA opened up the show with their sports games, namely Madden 18. I'm personally not interested in these sports games, but I know they have a very big player base. Same goes for FIFA 18 and NBA 18. I will not be discussing these games in this show. However, after this they showed us a new Need for Speed game. It's called Payback. Unfortunately, it didn't look very good. The gameplay they showed would get interrupted very frequently by showing you a car that you had bumped into and then it would crash, turn over, all that kind of stuff. But they even had cinematics in the middle of races. And they also had a lot of set pieces that are just there to distract you. I'm really disappointed by this development, as the last thing you want in racing games is for you to be constantly interrupted by annoying cutscenes and set pieces. It just really breaks the pace of the game, and I hope that in the eventual game you'll be able to disable at least these kind of cutscenes and set pieces. Other than that, the graphics looked really good, but it's E3. The graphics always look good until the game actually releases. The map also gave me a little bit of a Need for Speed Most Wanted vibe, which is a good thing for me. I really enjoyed the map in Need for Speed Most Wanted. They also showcased extensive customization options for your car. I'm never really all that interested in customizing my car, I just want great gameplay. It's a great thing to have, but I'd rather they focus on good, uninterrupted gameplay first. Also, from what I can gather from the little snippets they showed us, you will be able to switch between two different drivers. Then something very exciting happened at the press conference, and no, it was not the conference ending. They announced a new game called A Way Out. It's made by the creators of Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, Hazelight. If you're not familiar with this game, I highly recommend you play it. Like, just pause the video, go play it. Do it, it's great. Anyhow, this time around, the game focuses on two characters, as the previous one did. But this time you will be breaking out of prison. And they told us that they are focusing on a split-screen co-op experience. However, there seems to be a lot more action, and with action I actually mean violence. It's way more violence-oriented this time around. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Nevertheless, I will be following this game, and as more information releases, you'll probably hear me talk about it.
In A Way Out, you will experience something new all the time. Everything you do in the game is unique for that scene. We want you and your...
Next, EA teased a brand new IP from BioWare called Anthem. But unfortunately we have to wait until the Microsoft press conference until we find out what it's about. From the little teaser we got, it appears to be something with dinosaurs, mechanical suits, and somewhat of a future dystopian setting. However, with it being revealed on the Microsoft conference, it does raise a few warnings for me, as that might mean we're dealing with an exclusive title, and exclusives are never a good thing. After this we got some more sports, you know what's up with that, so let's move on to Battlefront 2. They started off by announcing that there would be a story mode this time around, but they didn't show us anything gameplay-wise about story. Then they obviously showed us a lot of multiplayer gameplay footage of Battlefront 2, but it didn't actually look all that different, which is kind of a bad thing. Because Battlefront 2 right now is not that popular. And if they didn't make any major gameplay changes, I doubt it's gonna be improving. And they're also releasing this game quite soon after the last one. If they're just adding a single player mode from what I can see right now, and the multiplayer is barely changed, why do they need a whole new title for this? They could have honestly just released this as some DLC. I just don't get why they already have to make a second one. Anyhow, that's been it for this week's gaming news. Stay tuned for more E3 news next week. I want to thank you for watching, and if you do not want to miss any uploads from me, consider subscribing.